This is my Website Wednesday live event as part of my Simply Visible Facebook group. If you're not already in that community, it's free, and I'll drop the link below in a bit, so do come over and we talk about being simply visible online, whether that's website, social media, or whatever. Come over and join us. So the idea around this live session is for me to give you some share some value around websites, SEO and blogging, so that we can get our websites more visible and bringing us inquiries. And I work with consultants, coaches, solopreneurs, basically service businesses that need a really strong online presence to enable them to get more organic traffic. So that's, from the right people who are looking for their solution that they can't solve themselves. And so this week I am talking about local search. So SEO starts with local search, because what we do is we get a website working in the local area first, and then we expand the reach once the website starts to rank. And so I wanted to come on and explain what local search is, what the map search is, what the map pack is. There's quite a lot of different little bits and pieces that you need to understand, and also what Google Business Profile is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes, then we can have some questions, and then we should be wrapped up, probably be a bit after 12:30 now. But hopefully you'll get some stuff that you can go away and work on. So local search, what is this? Well, basically, it's the way to get people finding your website through Google, but it coming up with local keywords. So it might be that you put in a search term, but if your browser is logged in and shows your location, then it will also bring local results as well. If you specifically put in a search such as dry cleaners Cheltenham, then you're already giving the search engine the area. And the thing about local search is that you've got more than one opportunity to rank. Because if I share my screen and I show you this, I've put in dry cleaners Cheltenham, and what's come up first of all is the 3 map pack. And Regency dry cleaners are the closest in proximity to where I live. So also Regency dry cleaners are actually coming up in the organic listing as number 1. So what you can see by that example is that they are ranking twice, which is really, really important and really powerful. Now, the other thing to mention about local search is that it's all around the maps. And if you put your search in and then go to maps, it will show you a different view. So the idea of maps is it's very much on your mobile, because imagine you're in the car, you're pulled over obviously, and you're trying to find a dry cleaners close to where you are. The idea is that it's associated with the maps, and this has always been the way it's been with Google search. However, they've made more of the interface of this. They've made more of how you would find this in this view. So when I click on the maps, like I've just done, I can see that Regency dry cleaners comes up top there as well. So essentially, they've ranked here in the map, they've ranked here in the map pack, and they've ranked here, in the organic here. So that's 3 places they've ranked that are all different results. So the power of getting this working for your website is really, really important. Let me just go back to my notes. So where does Google Business Profile come in? So Google Business Profile used to be called Google My Business, and then they did the rebrand. They got rid of the app, which used to be in your Google Apps, and the 9 dots. And then now, when you log into your Google Business Profile, it actually comes up inside the browser itself. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let me just find me. Okay, so if I share my screen again. Okay, so I am logged in to my Google account up here. You see up here, top right. And then because I'm logged in, I see Google Business Profile in this different view. So whereas before you would go and edit it over here, Business Profile Manager, you can edit it directly in the browser. So that's something to mention. So I have to keep going back to my notes. The Google Business Profile is a free listing, and because Google is a search engine, it's giving you that free opportunity to have a listing. What's great about that is if you don't have a website yet, you can still have some online visibility. And I think a lot of small businesses that are just starting out don't really appreciate this. So it's a missed opportunity not to have that free listing. But you've also got an equivalent in Bing, which is a search engine. So there's a Bing profile as well that's also free. It's Bing, the Microsoft browser, search engine, sorry. So in order for local search to work well, you need to have your Google Business Profile set up, and you also need to have it optimized properly. And there is some tactics around how you would do that. And yeah, so this works. So the idea of local search is it works with a location. So this is a sticking point for a lot of businesses, because if you are working from home, you might not want to have your home address. However, you know, if you've got a business address that you're not located at, you can do that. If you don't mind having your business address, I would question why, if you're in business, your business address is essentially probably out there anyway, where you live. So it doesn't bother me that I have my home address on there. I work from home, I do a lot online, but I still can work with people locally. But that is obviously your personal preference. And if you have a business address, and that would be what you would put onto your listing. I think that's all I wanted to share, really, just to sort of show the differences. Just let's talk about it. Ask me questions. Let me, you know, find out what you're thinking, what you're struggling with, and how I can answer that.
So am I right in thinking that dry cleaners you showed us, they weren't using paid ads?
No, they were not using paid ads.
Right, okay.
So,
and because somebody put in dry cleaners in Cheltenham,
yeah.
How come they ranked first then? What was that about?
Well, that's the point. That's what we're trying to get. That's the point we're trying to get to, isn't it? So in order to get ranking in the map pack, in order to get ranking in the organic, and also in the maps itself, the only way you can start doing that is if you have a Google Business Profile.
Right, okay.
And then
but what do you need to do to get you, is that all to do with SEO then?
Yeah, and then that's the first sort of fundamental step of SEO, where we get the quick wins, because then if we get that, you can set it up yourself, it's free. You can certainly do that. The tactics and the strategy around what you need to be putting into that profile and optimizing that profile, that's the kind of stuff I can help you with. And that's the practical bit that is very much the starting point of SEO, and then linking that to your website and what you need to put on your website in order for that to also work really well.
I think one of my issues is I think I've now got 2 accounts in Google. I've got one for Book Brilliance Publishing, which is my main business now. And I think I had one for when I was Diamond Success, when I was doing my coaching.
Yeah.
So what can I do about that? Should I get rid of one of them?
Yes, because if you're confusing Google, you're confusing.
I'm confused myself.
You confuse yourself. So you need to get rid of the one. And
I'll get rid of the Diamond Success. Okay.
Yeah. So if you wanted to look at which one had reviews, like take the one that's got the best features already. So if you've got, say, 20 reviews in one and no reviews in the other, get rid of the one without the reviews.
No, because that will be Book Brilliance Publishing. I don't know what it is because I didn't even know it was Google Business Profile. I remember ages ago, Google, you had to send them something and they sent you a card and things like that. So is all that stopped?
You still have to verify it, but once you've already been verified. So what I did with a client recently is we closed down one profile, and then we changed the name. So if you've got a profile that's got reviews on it, don't close that down, close the one without the reviews, and then you would change the name of the existing
Can you do that?
one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do that. And again, that's the kind of tech stuff that needs ironing out when you're doing the setup or you're doing the optimization, because you're just going to confuse everybody, like you say, including yourself.
I'll have a look, and if it's beyond me, I'll call you.
So if I just put in here content marketing consultant Cheltenham. Now if I take off Cheltenham, first of all, you have all the sponsored ones. Can you see? Yeah. Then you have the people also ask, but then you have the organic. So even without the Cheltenham, I'm ranking position 2. When I put Cheltenham in, I then, I don't know why this is moved, but it's actually lower down. So the map pack is now lower down, and you can see I'm there, the top of the map pack as well. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you ranking for the location keyword, but also longer term, and mine's obviously worked longer term, it's also ranking nationally, but you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, so obviously I'm Epsom Downs in Surrey.
Yeah.
Would I put myself in as Surrey, or could I use London? If I had a business address in London, I could put London, couldn't I?
So it depends where you want to put your business address, but if I put in, because I am located in Cheltenham, and I've put Cheltenham into the search, the proximity is one of the main reasons why you would rank.
Yeah.
So
I think I would need to put Surrey. So would that be better? Sorry, question. Would that be better putting Epsom or Surrey?
I would say put in your address where you want to be visible, whether that's a London address that's a registered address, or whether that's your home address.
I haven't got a registered address, but I've thought about it.
So I would be putting the address you work from, and then you can then put those other keywords of other locations in.
Okay.
Because you can.
I have had two inquiries from Google.
Yeah. Have you? Oh, that's good. That's because you had a really good website rebuilt.
That's needing fixed.
I'm going there, don't worry.
Whatever. And I keep asking you, I need it mobile optimized.
It was mobile optimized and needs to be remobile optimized.
Well, whatever, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay. Martin's website is actually being finished off as we speak. Martin's moved over to Divi and WordPress as well.
Oh yeah, it's been
so yeah, and Brenda, I helped Brenda out with her website quite a while ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it needs, we've been talking about it, so I'm having Ed's work on it one day a week, because I've got to continuously upload books, upload profiles, upload media packs, so I need something. So one day a week she's on that. Yeah. So we need to add different things like testimonial page, like weekly drive page.
Yeah. But also at some point it would be nice to get the optimization really working for you.
Well, I do need to do that at some point. So I will look at that in the early part of 2024, because I've got the business show next week, then I go on holiday for a month, and then it's Christmas.
A month? Brenda. Yeah. We're just jealous, aren't we, Martin? Just really jealous.
Not sure.
It's not because I'm a rich publisher. I've got a rich boyfriend.
Anyway, Martin, do you have any questions?
Yeah, sorry.
Kind of yes and no, but I think I sent you something fairly recently that Google sent me. Hey, you've got, I don't know, was it 40
yes,
views? Or,
that is very true.
I mean, 40 is not a lot, but I've never had that before.
Well, that's good then. That's an accomplishment. You need to celebrate that.
Okay,
yeah,
let me share my screen.
Can we see your website?
Yeah, I'm just going to bring the screen up now. So Martin forwarded this.
We're amongst friends, Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this, when you have Google Search Console, which is something that I would recommend every business has, and Martin, you've definitely got that.
What is that, Google Search Console?
Oh, yeah. There is an insights feature in it, and then you get these automatically sent to you. And so it's really the fact that you've had this notification saying your site reached 40 clicks from Google search in the past 28 days when you weren't getting any. So
I've never had that ever.
No.
And then it was 40.
Yeah.
I don't know what the start is, if they say, hey, you got 5 this week or a month or something, but I was quite astounded to see that. And
well done.
Very pleased. Yeah, it's great.
So that comes from the fact that we've got all your tools set up properly. We've been working on some of this local search stuff, and yeah, that's brilliant. The only way is up, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I guess the number in there can be as high as it can be, can't it?
Yeah. I mean, like you say, you've got to start somewhere, and it will be really interesting to see what happens over time as your site gets more optimized and as you add more content. And the fact that you're really visible on social media, because I see the stuff you're doing, all of that helps with your website visibility as well, especially if you can start bringing people to your website. That's completely what I teach anyway. But yeah, this is fantastic. So if you then sort of went into those stats, you could have a little bit more of a look in a bit more of a detail.
Okay.
So, yeah. Any other questions?
Well, and I guess it doesn't kind of, you leave it there and it just grows. It's one of these things that we have to keep doing, refreshing, adding to, tweaking.
Yeah. Well, with your website, you've got 2 parts to it. You've got your transactional parts, your homepage, your service pages, the bits that the services you're selling.
Yeah.
And you've got your informational parts, which is the blog, right?
And about and all that. Yeah.
The about is a navigational page, because you don't need to optimize that page. So essentially, once you've got your services and your homepage set up, you don't need to keep changing that. But you do need to keep adding your blog content or refining your blog content, or, that's the bit that's the ongoing part, just like a social channel. With a social channel, you have to have fresh content, but it's better than a social channel because this is evergreen content that is there all the time. Whereas social, once it goes down the scroll, it's gone unless you pin it or whatever. So that's why blogs are so good for getting your authority and trust up, being a thought leader, getting people to your website, all of that. And even
as an author,
writing blogs that could then be made into a book, that is a strategy in itself.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that, the fact that blog articles are they're still long form, but the fact that you've put that effort into writing something and finding the right keywords and optimizing it and putting it out there and testing it, it's doing that work for you. And then you can sort of see what content is more popular than other blog articles. And then that can almost help you decide what would go into the book if you did do it that way around.
Yeah.
So it is, and with blogging, I say this a lot. I know we were talking about local search, but it's all related. With blogging, it's just starting it really. It's